All right, welcome. I am your flipping queen, as always. Let me turn down my music. All right. Wow. How's everyone doing today? Thank you for joining me on my presentation today. It's Flipping Thursdays, and I had a really great masterclass last night. I hope that you all will take my advice and get into the program, because this is basically how I'm going to help affect change um, in the world, right? Basically, make people have help them have better lives through building wealth, which will help alleviate a lot of stress and a lot of worry, and also get you to those things that you really want out of life, whether it's helping your family through school, or looking after loved ones if they're older or younger, or infirm somehow. Like, just money helps, right? Money helps make life easier and better. And so last night, I went live, did my master class. It was an amazing turnout, and I'm just so grateful. And I can't wait really to help all of my students grow, prosper, and pass it on to the people that are in their lives. And I think it's just good for humanity to not have the stress, not have the worry, not live in fear. And actually, this is going to make me inspired by just sharing this with you. I mean, it comes from the heart, how I feel about it. And so today on Flipping Thursdays, I wanted to talk about, like, tips for getting started, finding great deals. I touched on it in my master class. I could talk for probably days about my world of real estate. And I kind of do. I do talk for days about it. But what I want to say is that if you want to get out of the fearful mindset and the worry, then you need to step into that feeling. You need to embrace that feeling of fear, because just outside your realm, just outside what you perceive as your world, that's where growth and change exist, and potential, right? So if you want to not change and not grow, then you stay in what you're familiar with, and you do the same things that you always do. You have your routine, you've got your habits, you have your set mindset. But if you really want to take my advice, change how you're living, affect other people positively, affect yourself positively, then you really need to embrace the fear and the anxiety and say, okay, it's a good thing that I have this fear. It means that I'm getting uncomfortable, and that means I'm growing. I know I was supposed to talk about flipping here, and I've flipped myself right back into Mindset Mondays. But it's really important, because when I'm talking to you about finding good deals, I'm talking about you facing your fear and doing it anyway. And so it is the same chat. Like I've said this so many times, like, they are interwoven. Mindset and success in real estate investing are interwoven. And so mindset is interwoven, of course, into all areas of your life. Okay? So who here wants to have change happen in their life? Who here wants to have a better life? Who wants to have a more successful life? Who wants to have a more joyful and happy life? Okay? Because this is the potential that you have here with me, sharing the real estate world and how you can change literally your life by making money. Okay, it's kind of got to start with the basics. Like you need to have your basic necessities covered so that you can upgrade your life. Okay, and be a positive force. Okay, so tips for flipping and finding great deals. Okay, so here's where the mindset interacts. Okay, get uncomfortable, go and knock on some doors. Right? Is that uncomfortable enough for you? I mean, I think it's probably very uncomfortable. It's still uncomfortable for me, and I've done this lots. But I know that that's where opportunity lies. Ooh, I just got chills on that one. Opportunity lies just outside your comfort zone. Go today. Here's my challenge to you. Go today and knock on 3 doors. And not just any doors, by the way, but houses that, if you look at the street, you can see that they're rundown property on the street. So pick 3 rundown properties that look like nobody cares about them. And if you look at the street, other houses are looking really beautiful. They're perfect targets to practice stepping into your fear and your uncomfortable zone. This is really, really amazing to build confidence. Okay, and when you have confidence, you're going to be able to do more and more of this. So take my challenge to you today and go and knock on 3 doors. Okay, and 3 doors of 3 properties that look run down on the street that they're on, and go and find out if the seller would be interested in selling them. That's all you have to do. Just knock on the door, and hopefully somebody will come to the door, because I think this is really great practice for building self-confidence, and that is key. Okay, to breaking into a new realm and a new set of habits. I'm so excited talking about this because this is so cool. If you can just go out there today, find 3 houses. This is one of the best ways to find great opportunities. Let's just say that they answer the door and you say to the person that answers the door, are you, first of all, I would say, are you the homeowner? And if it's a kid, then maybe you could say, are your parents, or one of your parents home? I'd just like to have a quick talk. And then if you do get a chance to go face to face with the owner, you can just say what I just said. Like, are you interested in selling your home? I love this area. I love this area, and I'm looking to potentially buy a property in this area. Like, that's not that hard, okay? You're going to build amazing courage, self-confidence, and resiliency by doing this. It's a simple, small exercise. Okay, so that's my first tip challenge to you, is to do that today. Do not, if this is something that's resonating with you, just go and do it. That's my challenge, okay? And then second of all, I'm kind of a geek myself. I geek out on maps. Find a local site map for your local area, whatever that is. I mean, I'm in Toronto, Canada, so I have websites that have all the city lots, in a map. And so what I do is I totally geek out over maps, and I study maps. Okay, so here's another way you can find amazing opportunities. I love to divide land. Dividing land into, like, if you buy a property and it's big enough to divide into 2, I've written in my books about this. This is like a gift potentially. And if you find a double lot, and I do this by studying maps, geeking out over maps. If you can find a double lot in an area, you're going to be able to look at the map and you're going to say, okay, I've got, there's looks like there's like, most of the lots on this street are the same width, but then one comes along and it looks bigger for some reason, like quite a bit bigger. And then I would get curious about that. Okay. And I'd be like, oh, I wonder, if this is a potential subdivide. And that is definitely something, if you want to get into that, I would definitely say, do not do this on your own if you've never done it before. Definitely, you can certainly get into my community so I can help you with that. Bring it to me potentially. I love to joint venture with my students, but also you could take it to trusted sources. And trusted sources for information in this world are your architect, designers, planners, urban planners. You could take it to someone like that, and they could potentially advise you on what to do with that or what you could do with that property. And also, very important to have a trusted, experienced, knowledgeable realtor. Okay, very key person of influence in your circle. And you're going to have, when you're investing in real estate like I do and flipping properties, you're going to have a huge circle of experts, consultants, trades, suppliers that are going to support you in doing this type of work. Very, very large group of people. In fact, I had on a builder, lender, friend of mine just a few weeks ago, and I asked him, like, because he's really a geek. He's really analytical, engineer type person, and I actually asked him. I said, so how many parts and pieces do you think goes into building a brand new house? Because he's like the type of guy that would have like statistics on that. So he actually said to me, "We have analyzed it," and I was so laughing at him because he actually has analyzed it. He's like, "We have analyzed it, and there are 100. I think he said 120 people that work on a new project, a new build, a new home." In some capacity. So think about that. 120 consultants, trades, and suppliers working on building a new house. That's a lot of people in your circle to rely on for their expertise, right? Their knowledge. And they're showing up also. So it's just like, sorry, that's my phone going off. So it's really, really interesting to me, how many people you really need to support you. But I would definitely geek out on maps and look for those massive big lots that you can actually divide. Like, that is gold, Jerry, gold. Okay, let me get one more tip in here. Tips for flipping and finding great deals. Okay, another way of finding great deals. Door knocking is definitely one. So I have this deal that I'm really excited about. And so here's an interesting thing. I drive around neighborhoods. Okay. I drive around and I look at houses a lot. So here's another tip for you. Get familiar with whatever the area is that you're interested in investing in. Maybe you are investing or interested in your own neighborhood. I mean, that's what I recommend to all of my students, is just start with where you are. Maybe your house is going to be your next or your first flip. Okay. But the point is that start driving around neighborhoods. Start getting familiar with what's going on. What are the trends? What's happening in your own market? People just want me. I should turn all of these devices off so they cannot interfere with me. Sorry about that. Okay. So, driving around, getting curious, studying your area that you want to work in. And here's what's happening for me. So I have been working in the same area for most of my 25 years. I did step outside a little bit out of my area to a degree, but not much. For the last several years, I have stuck in my neighborhood and I just move around block to block, even sometimes just down the street. Like I don't go far, right? So I study what's going on. I watch other projects getting developed. I see what other developers are doing. I see what other investors are doing. Okay, so I'm studying my niche market. So this is a tip, okay? Study your niche market. And so what I did, or I got curious about different things, and there's several things like in my mind. I have several potential things that I think about. And one of them is in my area, there were 3 vacant lots. So beautiful homes, all beautiful homes, and then an area in this area with beautiful homes where there was like overgrown field. Okay, like for some reason, um, nobody paid attention to this area in this neighborhood where there's beautiful, nice homes. Like there was just like tall weeds growing and overgrowth, and I thought, well, what's going on there? So I went to my computer and I got onto the maps. Okay, and I started to see what was over there, and there's actually 3 lots that were over there and nobody was doing anything with them. So I got curious about that. So I found out who owned them, and then did a little bit of background work and found out that it was a big builder, a big developer of communities, a big developer of subdivisions. And I found out who is their representative, meaning their realtor, who has been working with them. And I called the realtor. And the realtor could fill me in on what those 3 lots are all about. Okay, so it's investigative work. It's curiosity to drive you and motivate you to find out more. And so these 3 lots, for about 2 or 3 years, I have been following up with the realtor. I had a client that I put an offer in for because I have my license in real estate, and but I've been thinking about them myself. And so 2 days ago or yesterday, I called up the realtor and I said, "What's going on with these 3 lots? I'd like to buy them." And I want a joint venture with my students, and I'm looking for a project to joint venture with my students. And so I was like, "Well, what's happening?" And he says, "Well, they're actually for sale again. They've been on and off for sale for some time." And so this is actually how you can find great opportunities, and they may take a year or 2 years or 3 years to come to fruition. But in the meantime, you're doing other things anyway, right? So you plant the seed, basically. You plant the seed in your own mind of things that are potential, and you circle back to them. Okay, that's my advice for you today. So I hope this has inspired you, and if you are wanting any advice and help, reach out to me. Share this, direct message me if you want on through Facebook, and I am happy to help you change your life by building your net worth and stepping outside your comfort zone. All right, for today, Flipping Thursdays, Tracy Fines, and I am your flipping queen. Thank you for joining me, and I'll talk to you soon.